Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. And this is the podcast. We are all psychic, and I am Lisa Russick, and Nichell is with us. And Nichell, I have a question for you, and she has been on the podcast
Yes.
before. That's her answer. Yes. We still think we're all psychic.
Are we all psychic?
You
Absolutely,
still think
without a
that?
doubt. Yes, it really depends. I actually heard an interview by Yellow Wolf. I don't know if you know the artist Yellow Wolf. He's from
No.
Nashville. He's
Oh, I
actually
love
amazing.
Nashville.
Nashville, but he's kind of like, I would say he's been around for, I would say, 20 years now. And he's kind of like, he started out as a rapper. But
Okay.
now he's kind of, I would say he's almost like this country rapper. Anyways, he was on a show called The Ed Clay Show.
Okay.
And I think Ed Clay, you can find it on YouTube, but Ed Clay asked him the question, do you think people are psychic? And he said, absolutely. And I loved how he answered this because this was the correct answer. It's all a matter of how you working out the muscle. Are you
Yes.
strengthening it daily or are you ignoring it? It's all a
Exactly.
matter of how are you strengthening that muscle?
That is
Because
very
we're all this physical thing is just a vehicle to get our souls around on the earth.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. And it's interesting because we were talking before the podcast, listeners and watchers. This is a video podcast on Spotify. And we're talking about what were we talking about, Nichelle? Oh, I love that cup. That cup is
Thank you. Copper.
copper. Oh, I'm getting it.
Right? I stole it. I stole it from a bar.
Maybe I'm not getting it. These psychics are sometimes we get in a little altered state and we might take the sake set because the sake
because it's so cute, right?
Well, yeah, and the sushi was like $50,000, so I'm taking the sake.
Kind of walked out the door with the drink, and I was like, "This
Oh,
is really cute." It was some kind of ginger and ginger beer and rum situation.
Oh, I bet that was nice.
Oh, a mule. They make mules in these.
Oh, okay. I don't know what a mule is. What is that?
Some drink. I don't know.
You know what's in it? Yeah. Well, it's interesting.
Go ahead. I worked at a bar, so yeah.
So you know it all. You know it all. The mint julep. Can you make a mint julep? I'm sure you can.
No,
I know you don't want to. I've made one before, but not because I wanted to, but because the bartender didn't like me and made me do it.
Oh no!
I always had the evil waitress whenever I waitress.
Oh really?
I always had an evil waitress, and Tori Amos has a song about that.
Oh, really?
It starts out going, I want to kill this way. She's been here a year longer than
I love that.
It's very interesting that you brought up that cup being an alcoholic beverage, because before the podcast we were talking about being in altered states. And Nichelle, of course, she's brilliant, and she says everybody is in probably in altered state all the time.
Absolutely. I mean, we all live in our own little bubble according to our programming, our perception, our opinions. So we kind of live in a box, and it's like you really do have to be a person who's be open, have a flexible mind, instead of being fixed on like this is the truth. Well, maybe you can learn something from someone and expand on that truth that you believe in.
That's the truth.
But I mean, but we all life is a journey. Once you stop learning, you cease to be here.
Yeah.
So it's important to remember that we're students, and we're learning from everyone at every moment in time.
And listeners and watchers, I believe exactly what you were saying, and I think that almost anyone who works with energy actively, readings or healings or anything like that, or magic or anything like that, it seems like well, how do I put this? Like they have a compulsion to do it sometimes, but all of them have a history kind of that I've talked to with alcohol and drugs. And they open their intuition by using the cards while they were drinking. I was one of them. That's how I did, because I thought it would open up my, and it did.
Really?
It did. I was a heavy drinker when I was younger, so I mean, I couldn't help. I did it to block out the anxiety, though, because of the empathy, but I didn't know what it was. And then I
Uh-huh.
liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I could give
Mm-hmm.
readings really well, I thought, when I had alcohol, but I thought I couldn't when I didn't. So that was a perception, right? You were talking about, like a fixed perception that I had to rethink, which I did. I quit heavily drinking in 2013, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I still drink, but it was just like, this is kind of interesting to it. I'd love to know your opinion about this. I think when people die who are close to us, I feel like they give us a gift of some sort, a spiritual gift. And
Mm-hmm.
when my mom's father died, Pop Pop, I swear, he gave me the gift of not craving alcohol after one sip. And that was
Okay.
the most beautiful gift. So I stopped craving it. Um,
Good.
and sometimes people smoke weed when they give readings. That helps, I think. Personally, I think that can help a lot of people who are just
Well, well, okay. Let me tell you about my journey about cigarette smoking.
yes,
Which, so I mean, my father smoked when we were kids. I grew up in the 70s. So my
yeah.
father, so
My
back in the
parents smoked.
day, yeah. So when you were in the car with the windows rolled up, your
Yeah.
parents were smoking. Well, my father was smoking. There was also, I remember him many times saying, "Go light this on the stove for me,
Yeah.
but just don't inhale. Just light it. Don't put it up to your mouth." And of course, you're like,
Yeah. That does
so
it.
so I got to about 13. I was about 13 years old when I started to, my father would go pick up my mother from work at about quarter to 11 at night. And I would go sneak downstairs and go take his butts out of the ashtray and started smoking them.
I don't know
And
what you're talking about. I did
and
the same
then
thing. It's so funny that you say that.
exactly. Well, I'll
And
tell
my
you why.
stepson did the same thing with my cigarettes.
That's funny, but it's Gen X, and Generation X is the Neptune and Scorpio generation.
Yeah.
We want to explore our spirituality through alternative states.
Yeah. Makes
There
sense.
that yeah, that is, something that's very prevalent for us. But going back to the cigarettes, so by the time I was like 14, me and my cousin were stealing packs of cigarettes from my uncle. My
Whoa, that's
uncle would
daring.
buy them in cartons. And then I remember I got to 15 years old and I asked my mother, I was smoking by that time Salem 100s. And I asked my mother at 15 if she would give me permission to smoke cigarettes. And I
Wow.
remember her being like,
What do I do? Hello, mom. What's my answer? I don't know. Moms don't know what we're doing.
And I think I smoked in front of her once and I never did it again. I
Oh,
was
it was
like,
so
this is
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. And then by the time, so I smoked on and off. I didn't, it wasn't like something that I did daily. It was most just something I did every once in a while. But by the time I got to 31, I think I was with a boyfriend who smoked. So
Oh,
by the
that's the
time I got
worst.
to,
That's
but
when I went back every time.
I don't think I smoked in my 20s. I think I was smoking by the time I was like 30, 31, 32.
Okay.
No, actually, it was 33. So I remember being at a New Year's Eve party. And by that time, I was breaking the cigarettes in half because I didn't want to smoke them all. I
Yeah.
wanted to just smoke half. I think my gums were hurting me by that time. And I
Yeah.
remember smoking, like sitting in a room at a party and being like, this is going to be my last cigarette. I'm never going to smoke again. And I never smoked again. That was it.
That's great.
And I never really, smoking, I became very judgmental about people smoking cigarettes and, oh, gross.
Yeah. But man, maybe part of that was resisting the cigarette. You know?
And I did not, I thought that people had stopped smoking cigarettes. I thought it was more so vaping and weed. And, I mean, I was living in New York City and LA. I mean, LA was legal by a certain time, and it was just marijuana was more something that's prevalent
It's
around.
medicinal, really. And I mean,
Exactly, yeah.
yeah.
So by the time I got down here 3 years ago, I had distinctly noticed people smoking cigarettes down here. I was like, wow, like
Yeah.
what?
In the
People
South,
smoke
they sure
cigarettes
still
down
smoke.
here. Yeah, I didn't. But then someone was telling me the other day that there's some kind of laws up north where you're very restricted by where you smoke out in
It's
public.
out west too. Out west is
Oh,
like that.
really?
Has been for
But
a
I don't
long
think
time.
I don't think Florida's like that.
No.
Anyways, so I would say last year I did start working at a tiki bar last February, and it was like the norm, and it was outdoors. So there was a lot of drinking
That's
and
why all
smoking
the
and
people came
cigarettes.
there. Yeah.
And I was still being very judgmental, but then it was like people around me that I worked with, they'd go out on their cigarette. Okay, fine, fine, fine. So it was on YouTube. It was on TikTok. Of course, all the information comes from TikTok. I remember coming across a video of this indigenous person talking about, tobacco smoke and how tobacco smoke. I mean, look, the indigenous smoke, and that was one of the things that the indigenous do from thousands of years ago, is at ceremonies, they smoke to induce themselves into an altered state. And one of the things that I didn't realize about tobacco is tobacco opens up a portal.
It does.
Think about the
Nicotine
fact too.
and
Well,
tobacco.
not even that. If you think about, and I thought about this before, I remember teaching yoga, and one of my teachers saying this of like, just like smokers go out on a smoke break to go and breathe, go out with those smokers and breathe. Not
Yeah.
smoking, but go breathe.
Yeah.
Because really what they're doing, and this is what I realized, that what cigarette smokers are doing is give me 5, give me 10 minutes.
Yes.
Let me go separate myself from all of you.
I miss that.
I can go have 10 minutes to myself to breathe and connect with my higher self, whatever it is. They're mostly doing it on a conscious level.
Yes.
But really, it's about the breath. They're connecting to the breath. What is the breath? The breath is present.
Yes.
You're present when you're breathing. Yes. So really, tobacco is, number one, it's a portal opener. And number two, it connects us to the higher self and to the divine, or it reminds us of that connection to the higher self and the divine. And if you ever notice, cigarette smokers are usually people with ADD, ADHD, some kind of nervous tension.
85% of schizophrenics are 2-pack-a-day smokers, and they can't stop.
Wow, really?
They can't stop.
But what they're
it helps them. They found it. They found how it helped them.
They're looking for the grounding and the connection. And really, too, think about, you're breathing in the good stuff, you're exhaling out the bad stuff.
Yes. Just like a meditation.
So I really shifted the way I looked at people who smoke cigarettes, and it was like, let me stop being so damn judgmental and throwing rocks at these people. These people are no different than anybody else in the world that they're trying to seek grounding and calmness and a connection just with themselves and with the divine, really. And that's what I got out of it. And in terms of addiction, and this is another thing that I didn't realize about tobacco. Tobacco is a very powerful herb, and it really, this is the problem, is because it's such a powerful herb, you can abuse it very easily. You can go into abuse very easily. You're really got to be mindful of that abuse, because what happens is you're supposed to offer tobacco to the ancestors first before having an experience with it. You're really supposed to offer it up, because tobacco takes you into a portal. It's taking you into something that is of divine energy. So really, there should be an offering before you even engage in smoking, really, of any kind. There should be, like, let me sprinkle a little out for the, those who have come before me and those who are going to guide me. And then I was reading something too about tobacco. If you abuse it, what happens is, like, spirits will start coming into your vehicle because they want to smoke, because they want the air. And I didn't. And then I was like, you're right. Think about how tobacco is very addictive. 2 packs a day. How are you doing that?
I did 2 packs a day, 2.5 sometimes.
That's
I was intense. A very heavy smoker, but I am diagnosed with schizophrenia. So when I found that little
wow.
Well, it's interesting. I've told this on the podcast before, but when I got the right medication, I could tell the difference between the psychic stuff and schizophrenic stuff. And then I just could, once I could tell the difference, everything was better.
That's interesting. That's how I feel about, that's how I feel about marijuana. Marijuana, I feel like, you know, when you smoke, and I'm not talking every day, when you do smoke, it almost drops off the stuff. It drops off the pretense, and you're like, oh, wow, I can see clearly now. Oh, I didn't see it that way. Oh, I didn't see that way.
It does give you a lot of perspectives.
And as far as addiction, you know, and this is something again that we as a society we look down upon.
I hate programming,
that too. Social programming
about that.
Addiction is not the symptom. Trauma is the issue. Addiction is the mask.
Yes, I agree.
And really, addiction is, you know, it's about this ongoing trauma. Some people have gone through a lot in their early years. They're young. They went through something that was so traumatic that they just want to forget it. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to go back and analyze. They don't want to be reminded of it. And it takes them into a state of addiction. And, you know, it's really us being mindful of those who have addiction to be kind and drop the judgment.
I agree with you. Yeah.
And like, oh, you're so gross, or you're so, like, really, we snub people with addictions, and really they're people with some serious, intense pain, trauma and it's just about, hi, would you like somebody to talk to?
Yeah.
I'd love to listen to you. I'd love to hear, you know, I've seen people on the streets. They'll be like, you know, they'll walk up to somebody and I you know, tell me your story. I want to hear your story. I want to hear how you got here, and with no judgment. And yeah, it's important, like, just for us to be kind to people and have compassion. We all have addictions of all sorts.
We all have some kind of addiction. Yeah. I have to eat.
I was going to say, people have food addictions. People will abuse the living daylights out of food. I'm emotional. Let me go eat.
And doctors are crazy about, you know, our medications being addictive too, because nobody can be treated now because the government and the federal government has come down and pretty much shut us all down on certain medications that are addictive. You know, unless you have a very, very good, I couldn't afford the pain clinic when I had all the back issues, but, you know, I've told the podcast too, I did end up fixing all this stuff energetically, not with doctor help. And you know, some things I still need, like antibiotics. Probably, I mean, at this point, I need antibiotics. Now, I do believe we can heal everything, but I don't know how to do that yet. You know, with energy.
We do.
And I never used to believe that, but I do now think we can fix ourselves with energy. But
we are energy. Our bodies are condensed energy particles. Yeah.
Yes, and I've learned how to stop my mast cell activation with Reiki, and
good.
But you know, just some things I've learned and some things I haven't. And what I found is if I ask a guide or an angel, if I think to do that, I usually will get an answer.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I had a history with really just anything I could get my hands on, really. But I never really got so altered that I didn't know what was going on. I can get sober if I want to. I have a friend, Angelina, and she's been on the podcast a bunch, you guys, a long time ago, but we stayed friends. She's a sound healer. She's an amazing healer, but especially sound. And one time I was talking to her and I was I had a couple beers and I said, you mind if I have a little pot? And she's like, okay, I don't care what you do, you know? And I was thinking, well, she's really sensitive and she's already acting weird because I had a couple beers and I could feel her talking and slurring. And I spoke then and she was just like, I can't think anymore. I think I got high from you smoking that pot. And so I immediately just said, do you need me to get sober? I didn't know I could do this. This is how I found out I could do this. I was really worried about her because she was like slurring and so I just went and got completely sober. And she's like, oh, thank you.
Wow.
And I learned how to do that. And now there's essential oil that does that too. It is, I've used it and it has done that. It's doTERRA's, I don't want to get this wrong. I want to say it is the DDR prime, something like that. But if you just take like 2 or 3 drops on your tongue, you get sober. It's amazing.
Okay.
Oh, but
Okay.
don't do that. Don't eat it. I'm just kidding.
You're
doTERRAs you can eat.
right.
doTERRAs you can eat usually, but make sure if you're gonna eat
As edible,
doTERRAs
you're
as
right.
well.
You're right. You
Yeah, if
know,
you're gonna
I
eat them,
love
doTERRA.
to get myself into like if I'm like driving a long distance and I really want to be aware and alert, I use Tiger Balm. I'll use rub Tiger Balm on my third eye and on my temples and around my
Tiger
like
Balm, what's that?
Tiger Balm is the bomb. Are you kidding?
I'm in
I go
Alabama. I
through
don't know anything.
Alabama. This is Tiger Balm. It's old school. It's wait, you can't even see it.
Oh, there
Oh,
you go.
here. Tiger Balm.
Oh my
It's a
God.
little jar. It's a tiny little jar, and it's like red. See, I use it. I use it. Oh my God. You have like backaches, pains. You have a stomach ache, a headache.
You put
Tiger
it on
Balm
you?
is the bomb. I put it on my headache. If I have cramps, I'll rub it on my belly. If I have an upset stomach, I'll rub it on my belly. If I have a
Oh, I'm getting some of
backache,
that.
I'll rub it on my belly. Girl, hot flashes. So you can rub it all
Ooh.
over and be like, so it has camphor in it. It's high in like camphor, menthol.
Oh, that
It
would be really
also
stimulating in your
has,
sinuses and
oh my God,
everything.
it's amazing. It also has, I'm pretty sure it has, oh yeah, here it is. It has clove oil, cinnamon oil, and mint oil. I don't like its petroleum, since this is an old Chinese um
Traditional medicine kind of.
yeah, recipe, but of course, since America's taken it over, it's added crap to it. But
Just
I
like
mean,
the
I can't,
cigarettes.
right? But I can't live without this. I cannot live without this stuff.
That stuff
It
is, I'm
is,
gonna get some Tiger Balm.
you
I'm
can
gonna,
get it at any drugstore.
okay.
I like to get them at look around because you can find them on sale. Whole Foods is always good
Okay.
to
Okay.
they do sales, but yeah, Tiger's the bomb.
That is awesome. I'm getting it. I have to go pick
But
up some cat food after this podcast.
oh, do
But
you?
I will get some Tiger Balm while I'm
Yes.
out. And listeners, and I mean watchers, if you're wondering why
And
I'm sick
there's
like this, I do have diverticulitis, but it goes up
oh
and down with
yes,
pain.
that'll help. That will help the pain.
That's what I
But
was thinking.
they have a white one and a red one. This one is the red extra strength. Get the red extra strength.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
But with this there's a lot of Gemini energy in the air.
There
I
sure
mean, well,
is.
Gemini with all the planets, Jupiter is in Gemini for the next year. Venus is in Gemini, Mercury, the sun.
I feel like I'm in an
Um,
altered state just because of all the Gemini. I have Venus in Gemini, and
oh,
it's
you
got bad
do? Nice.
aspects.
So you have a Venus return.
Yeah,
It
it's a
can,
Venus return.
it can, but and then Gemini is just it's an air sign, of course. It's air, it's mental, it's ruled by Mercury. So it's a
Yeah,
lot of thought, a lot of mental
yeah. It's my. I've
energy.
been running in there.
Yeah, oh my God. Well, now that Mars is in Taurus, there will be more groundedness. There won't be all this flightiness, but yeah, and also there are a lot of distractions. Gemini is so
I am so
distracted and
distracted right
flaky
now.
and
I can't. I do have ADD, but I can't. I can't. I take medicine. I'm fine. I can't remember what I'm doing going from room to room. I'll go like I got to go get like a pencil out of my bedroom or something. I'll go back. What am I doing in here? What's going on? I'll go back. I'll sit down. Oh, I need that pencil. I'll go back in there. What am I doing in here? You know,
yeah, yeah.
and maybe that's what it is. All this Gemini. I didn't think about that because it's
Uh-huh.
for about 2 weeks.
That's why it's important for the next year to be as focused as possible. Really find out where Jupiter, I mean, if you can, I wanted to tell you guys this. Find out where you can maybe on cafeastrology.com where Jupiter is transiting the Gemini part. Where's the Gemini? What house is Gemini rule in your chart? Find out where that transition is happening because that's where you should focus your energy. But I wanted to offer just a little quick side note. Anyone that's listening to this podcast, send me a DM on Instagram if you'd like a reading. I'll give you a friends and family discount. You can find me on Instagram at Nichell with an N, Nichell 3.0. But I'll give you a discount 30 minutes for $60, $65, and 60 minutes for $100. Just mention we are all psychic.
We're psychic. And you get a very good reading. I am absolutely knowingly convinced it will be one of the best you've ever had. Because Nichell, and your energy just flows, and every time I look at your posts, or I feel your energy from your posts on Instagram, and I'm always just loving your video posts and everything. One time, watchers and listeners, she had posted a picture of herself saying "Be flexible," and she had you had to check over your so I was challenged with my I was challenged with my hypermobile EDS, so I did a picture sitting on my head.
That's okay. That's okay. We all have. There you go. Good job. Good job. We all have
fun. And then I've always thought about that. Be flexible. Be flexible. And it just stuck with me because I didn't know I could do that until I tried.
And you have to also think that the more flexible the body, the more flexible the mind.
Yeah. And the spirit.
The more flexible. Yep. But with this Gemini energy, there's a lot of neurotic energy in the air. Mercury rules our nervous system. So, it's
my tremor's been worse. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say you're going to see a lot of people smoking, vaping, because they're looking for that calmness. They're looking for a centeredness. And if you're a person who's trying to break that habit, or you don't want to, just go outside and breathe.
That's a great advice.
Like maybe use the action, but don't do
what I used to do.
Action.
One time I quit cold turkey and I ate a lollipop every time I wanted to smoke, and it worked. Okay. I love these lollipops. They're sweet and sour lollipops, and they were my favorite, and it just worked.
You know what helps too? Toothpicks, and also chewing on cloves.
Toothpicks on cloves?
Cloves are amazing. Mm-hmm. I would say cloves are so good for your teeth, and they're really good for your gut health. They're really good for gut health. They're antibacterial. They're antiparasitic. They're antimicrobial, antifungal. But I've had this habit for a long time. I'll pack them in my gums overnight, like a little squirrel. Like especially if I have like a cavity.
Yeah.
And it'll kill the cavity.
Yes. And I found with clove essential oil, and oregano, and I think lavender, don't drink it.
Yes.
But you can swish it and make your teeth white.
Very good.
If you're a smoker.
That's like baking
lemon
soda.
Yeah.
And coconut oil. It makes swish it around for 15 minutes, makes your teeth white. Also, oh my God, girl. Someone said to, TikTok, of course, someone was like, wear it as a mask and it will diminish your wrinkles.
Girl. Essential oils, no, not the carrier oils do that. Like if you're getting older, camellia oil is what I recommend if you don't have any skin problems. I use camellia oil. I stay young because of the EDS also. I stay looking, but like anything coming up, I'm like, I use like carrier oils.
Frankincense.
I don't use frankincense too. I use that for my belly.
Frankincense is really good. Oh, good.
And a friend of mine uses it for her headache. She puts a drop on her thumb and puts it to the roof of her mouth, and it stops her migraines.
Wow, very good.
This is a crazy podcast. We've been everywhere.
Right? It's Gemini.
It's Gemini season, Nichell. Thank you so much for being with us. And I want to thank our sponsor right now, too. Our sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app where you can get advice from psychics and empaths so you can get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And I am an advisor there under Lisa P, Leesap. And are you still on there, Nichell?
I am on Everclear. I love Everclear. I wish people would really come to me on Everclear.
Yeah.
It's been slow, but I like it. I love to leave it on overnight, and I'll sleep with it on overnight. I love middle of the night calls. Girl, sometimes I'll get like a $200 call.
I've wondered about that because I just don't know if I would wake up. But if I knew
you gotta be careful. I've slept through a few. But
I ended up having a client call. I did that. I fell asleep and I left it on. And a client called and I did wake up. And she's still a client. And that was 5 years ago.
Yeah. And middle of the night. So when I was learning to meditate, I had this Taoist teacher way back. I was like, it must have been in the 90s. It was in the 90s in New York City. He said the best time to meditate is between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. because that's when the energy is the stillest and the veils are the thinnest.
So I get weirded out at that time. That's a good idea.
Oh, I love that. I wake up now constantly between that time, but I love to do readings between that time because the energy is just so clear. It's amazing.
I used to work overnight shifts on an old line for years. Loved that midnight to like 10, something like that. And I just loved it. I love those
You're
like
up in,
callers. You get in those
are
deep
you,
discussions.
yeah, exactly. Are you up in Connecticut? Old line?
I'm in Alabama.
Oh, you're in
I'm in
Alabama.
Alabama. I want to move to Nashville, but I can't find a way to get there.
Oh, really? Well, you know what? Yes, you can. Ask
I
your higher
can
self.
ask my higher self to get me there if I'm
Get
supposed
me there. Get me to
to.
Nashville. If that's where I'm supposed to go, get me to Nashville.
Right,
Want
that's
me
what
to
I
go to
need to do. I'll
Nashville?
talk to my guides and all those people and
Yeah,
all
that's funny that you're saying
answers.
that. I've been thinking about because I live in a town it's a remote town, and I had a great season. Like all year, I've been able to work independently and
Great.
read like in the back of restaurants and on the
Oh,
streets, and I've been really generating good cash, but it fell off.
yeah.
And in the metaphysical and the wellness industry, I love, and it's always a passion of mine. It was always my like secondary alternative career. I was in the music industry for 2 decades, but I've been thinking about like I want to check out Nashville. Maybe I want to go back into the music industry and
I've got a
kind of
place you
put
can
this.
stay. My boyfriend lives there.
Oh,
He has roommates.
really?
He has like you can sleep on the couch or my
Really?
inflatable mattress, and I do have a camping tent, so you could camp in the backyard
Okay.
because I have a
I've
house.
never been to Nashville. I've never
Maybe
been
we'll
to
do
Tennessee.
that. Yeah, we'll do
Right.
that. It's happening.
Tennessee,
Gemini
Nashville,
ideas.
Tennessee, and Kentucky.
But will we do it? This is Gemini. It's ideas. I guess we'll
I
do
think
it
I'm going to do it. Oh,
in
and this is what I wanted to say to everyone. Pick 2 things to focus on over the next year and focus. Do not allow anything to throw you off.
Okay.
What you can say easily is, oh, I love that information, but right now I cannot take that information. I have to focus on this and this. That's why I'm saying get to know. Find out where Jupiter is transiting the Gemini area of your chart so you can really focus.
Okay.
Otherwise, this energy, you'll squander it. And it's good energy to use. You can get a lot accomplished with Gemini and Jupiter and Gemini.
I would like your advice. I'm going to see what house my
Okay.
I know I think it's in the 11th. Let me see. Yes, it's in the
11.
11th house, 19 degrees Gemini.
Very nice. The
That's
full wait,
crazy.
the new moon was at 16 degrees. So you should be sorry. You need to get really focused upon your community,
That's
being
what I'm
some kind of
feeling too.
presence in your community, bonding with friends. Friends are very lucky for you.
I don't have too many people locally, but I have a lot of
Okay.
people all over from the
Oh
podcast
my God.
I've met and made friends with.
Gemini, good. Gemini rules social
Technology.
media and
Yeah.
technology. Social media is going to be bigger than ever.
Yes. It just keeps
People
getting
are like,
bigger
oh,
than ever.
but we're going to be using it for more of everything in the
Everything. Yeah.
next year.
None of us will have to
And
work bad jobs anymore, hopefully. And
but maybe this is what you're doing. You're really strengthening your We Are Psychic community.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
you're going to be taking that to the next level.
I am actually, and I just announced it
Good.
on the last podcast. Misty's
Yeah.
coming back, and we're doing ethereal TV. We're gonna have 4 episodes a month
Yeah.
on ethereal TV, and we've already done 2 of them, recorded 2 of them, but I haven't finished editing.
Oh my God.
And my boyfriend's doing some music, but I haven't seen him to finish that song, so I just put like a little song in there for now.
Uh-huh.
And it's just so exciting to do because I get to do all the tech stuff and I get to do whatever my content. They really gave me a lot of levity, or I mean, a lot of room because they said that they wanted this podcast, We're All Psychic, to stay audio and not do video because it's a special. And I was like, well, I can't do that. It's so many video
Uh-huh.
podcasts. And he says, oh, you're with Spotify for podcasters. He's like, I didn't realize you were with them, and that's how you do your video podcasts. So
Uh-huh.
he's letting us stick with doing video podcasts still, and then on their channel, video podcasts. So, or I usually let the guests decide on this on the Spotify podcast if they want video or audio, as you know. But for that,
Okay.
everything's video and audio. And so, Nichelle, if you'd like to be a guest star,
Amazing.
let me know.
This is going to be good for you. This
It'd
is
be good for you if you want to come.
Jupiter also rules over like broadcasting, publishing.
Yeah, Jupiter's in my 10th house, and it's right next to
Oh,
Chiron in
what?
Aries. Jupiter's in my 10th house at 10
interesting.
degrees Aries, and then it's right next to MC. And Chiron's right next to it, 24 degrees. And then my sun is in the 10th house at Taurus, 9 degrees.
Wow. So you're a very strong career person in public. You have a very You have a very strong public persona.
I didn't used to because of that Chiron. I'm really working on that.
Yeah,
Chiron, however you say it.
But then to have the sun there, it's like you heal that yourself, and you heal that yourself by being on a public platform. I think the next year is going to be really good for this podcast and also that show. Girl, you're doing good.
Thank you. Well, I'd love for you to be guest on there if you want to. So
I would love to.
I will let you know when we need you, and it'll probably be next month.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good, Lisa.
Thank you so much. And listeners and watchers, I love you, and we love you, and we want you to have the day of your life.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I love it when you come to the show. Everybody have a great day, and peace. Bye.
Bless you.